Coming up, what's harder, to have 12 dogs in your house or be on one season of Selling Sunset?
What? Okay. 12 dogs is so much easier. This is why this is the best kind of chaos. People are like, how do you do it? And I'm like, this is easy.
Yeah, how do you feel about this new cast? There's no way.
I don't know who half of them are, but besides Christine, well, it's Christine, so.
What is the most unhinged thing you've seen a castmate do just to ensure they get more screen time? There's gotta be something, especially with this group.
Jesus.
There's gotta be multiple things.
Okay.
Meet Harry Jowsey, reality TV heartthrob. He's been loved, ghosted, cancelled, and kissed. He spilled his guts.
I did what?
In a world of ghosting and dodging red flags, Harry's filling his boyfriend's toolbox one lesson at a time. It's Harry Jowsey, boyfriend material.
Oh, you want to sit by Harry? Okay.
Oh, is she a flirt?
I think so.
Hey,
She found a boyfriend?
Oh. All right, what is going on, you naughty little porcupines? Welcome back. This week, I'm joined by one of the original queens of Emmy-nominated Selling Sunset. She's been with the Oppenheim Group since day one, survived 9 seasons of drama, listings, and love, and somehow still has the best energy in every room she walks into. She was named one of Variety's 40 most powerful women in reality TV. Please welcome Mary Bonnet. How you doing?
Hello.
Wow. You've done a lot. What's going on? And then now what's the next? What are we doing next?
Saving dogs.
Yeah, she brought in a dog. She said at one point in her house she had 12 dogs.
Yeah.
She saved this little queen from being
she I just said I was going to hold on.
No, she's going to Steph.
She chose you over me.
Yeah, wait, so explain to this, like, what's going on? How did this come about?
Somebody sent me something on Instagram, and normally I don't, how you get so many DMs and stuff. Somebody sent something to me, and they said, if you don't use your platform and do something to help, then you're a terrible person. I was like,
Oof.
I'm not a terrible person. I was like, how dare you? And so I opened it up, and I was like, I was trying to see what it was. And then I saw this video of something happening to this dog. And I was like, and it said like the dog was euthanized, like by doing this, whatever. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, that's not real. And she's like, really? And she sent me like 3 other videos of all the dogs that are dead, like all the things that were like, what's happening? And I was like,
whoa.
Hang on. I was like, so I started researching it. Sure, I had like a full panic attack. I was just like, this is not happening right, like under my nose. And I, I'd heard that the shelters are overrun and all these things like that. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. They're, they're at capacity, but there's so much that goes into it. So, and it's such a big thing. But the thing is, there's so many dying, and they're perfectly healthy dogs, young puppies. They're like mom and pups, like just being euthanized every day. And
They just put them down?
Yeah. They euthanize them every single day, all over LA.
What? Why? Just for?
They say that they don't have room, but I'm working on. I'm like getting really into it. Where I'm like, really, you have 100 empty cages, kennels that have never been used, are brand new, and they're not using them, and they're putting them down every single day for no space, and then for being sick, but they're getting them sick. They're like leave them in their own feces and everything like that. They won't clean up. They won't do. It's horrible what's happening. So a lot of people are, when they do realize what's happening, they're getting involved. They're like, wait, I didn't know this. This is not okay.
Are they getting money back on like dead dogs? Is that what it is?
I think that's what I'm been told. So I'm starting to look into it, and I'm gonna like start using my platform. I've always said I wanted to use it for good, and I'm like, guess what? We're saving the damn dogs.
Wow, like, good for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've always been an animal lover. So
yeah, and she's so sweet. So you were saying she had a little cold and they're gonna put her down?
Yeah. So she had a cold, just a cold. She got brought in. She's 7 months old.
Yeah.
Very sweet. They said she's perfectly nice. Gets along with every dog. Gets along with like. She's a great dog, but she got a cold, and so they were gonna euthanize her. And I found her, but she was over the cold now. She was already medicated, got put back into general population and stuff, and they were still just gonna go ahead and do it. And I was like, why would they do that? But they do it to dogs all the time. Like the mom and 8 pups, they were over everything too. And then it's crazy. But I saw her around 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I going to do that? 7 a.m. she's going to be euthanized. And she's out in Palmdale, like Lancaster area. And they don't open until 11. I was like, so how am I going to get her out of there before? Because they're already closed.
Gosh.
And so I was reaching out to everybody I could, and And I got somebody. Apparently, a lot of rescues work in the middle of the night because they're all trying to save dogs before, like, the morning when they kill them. And so I thank God, because it was like 1 a.m. and I'm like, if anybody gets this in the morning, I didn't think they would be awake. And the girl responded right away. She's like, okay, let me reach out to one of the rescues, see if I can get somebody involved. I was like, okay, what do I do? Do I go at 7 a.m. and like start banging down their doors? Or she's like, please don't do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
She's like, let us try to help you. But then I ended up going and I actually adopted her because the rescue that was up didn't have any more courtesy pools there, and I was like, but she could take over.
Courtesy pool mean?
It's like where they can put the dog on hold to be able to pull them out. Like a rescue has to pull them out on some certain situations.
This is like so scary.
Yeah, so I went and I adopted her, and then the rescue took over.
Wow.
So yeah, because I was like, well, I'm not letting her die.
Wait, is there a website you can see all the dogs that are about to get?
Yeah. Dogs in Danger is the one I go on, and it's basically any dog with 72 hours or less to live.
So you just go.
You'll see like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Yeah, it's so
Oh my
sad.
God.
You'll see so many dogs. There's so many puppies. There's so many like just perfectly good dog, beautiful dogs. You're like, wait, what's wrong with it? There's a few of them. They say because of behavior, but you have to remember that behavior. They say behavior is like at least at San Bernardino, they feed them half a meal a day. And maybe a meal if they're lucky, if they say they have the funding, and then they have 5 dogs in a cage. And so you're feeding a dog half a meal a day and putting 5 big dogs in there, and you think they're not going to growl at each other? You think they're not going to snap at each other?
What?
Of course they are. They're dogs. They're
Put
hours.
5
They're
humans
starving.
in a cage with a full belly.
Exactly.
They're gonna fight.
Right. It's like, I mean, what do you expect? And so but they say they're bad dogs and behavior problems, so they put them on the youth list if they do that. I'm just like, so you're underfeeding them and then getting mad if they're starving and trying to take another dog's food.
Whoa.
Yeah, none of it makes sense. They definitely need new management and stuff in there. But anyway.
Yeah, I've been quite bad at it too, though, to be honest, because like people got mad at me when I bought both my dogs.
Oh.
And everyone's like, you got to adopt. And I never looked into it, and then I started seeing other people post about it. So it's like, obviously it's
I
so
bought
powerful.
all of mine too.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, and I feel I always thought that they were going to be bad dogs. Like and I feel horrible even saying that now because they are the most loving, grateful dogs ever because they have been either abused or neglected or whatever, or just never had a home. And they are so desperate for love. And so just like, you still have to train them and teach them sometimes because they don't know the rules or like potty training and stuff. So they want love. They want attention. They want kindness. Yeah. And that's it. They have been the sweetest dogs I've ever met. Like every single one of them that has come from a shelter have just been the most like gracious and just like thankful. Like dogs.
Yeah, I'm afraid if I foster them, then I'm just going to keep them.
I am keeping them. Romain's going to kill me. I'm going to lose a husband. I keep getting more dogs, so I'm going to lose a husband.
Yeah. What's the end goal? Is it to get a big farm and then just have 400 dogs?
Yes.
Wow, that's it?
That's not his end goal. That's my end goal.
Yeah, what does he want to do? What is he thinking?
Probably stop where we're at right now, but he's very understanding and he thinks it's amazing what I'm doing, and luckily he's a big animal lover too. So he's been very, very supportive and he loves all of them. But he's just like, I think the other day he was like, baby, really? Like when the couch got ripped up outside and then but there's circumstances to all of them. I think it's just, when they're puppies, you have to understand they're puppies.
I guess
that's what puppies do.
My big question is, what's harder, to have 12 dogs in your house or be on one season of Selling Sunset?
Why? Okay. 12 dogs is so much easier. This is why this is the best kind of chaos. People are like, how do you do it? And I'm like, this is easy.
It's nice.
Oh my God, this is heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, it's chaotic, but I was like, I will take this kind of chaos anytime.
Any day.
Like, I don't care. Selling Sunset was a tough one.
Yeah, 9 seasons.
Ooh, yeah.
That you did. That's how did you survive that?
Barely. I don't know. I went to Bali towards the end. I started going to Bali after every single season because I needed to be healed.
Well, they have a lot of dogs in need there too, right?
Yeah. I've thought about moving there.
Really?
Yeah. I love it there.
You love it that much?
Yeah. Love it.
No way.
Yeah.
That would actually be a good place for you to help dogs because there's
Right?
a lot that are in need over there.
Hey, come sit down.
Wait, so you go
Good
go after
girl.
every season to kind of decompress?
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like Bali has this special energy about it. And, I travel everywhere. I love traveling. And Bali just has this special energy where I just feel like everything becomes clear and balanced. And I just feel healed, like from my soul is healed. And it only takes a couple of days for it to start feeling where I'm like, I'm completely decompressed and I'm just like ready to take on the world or anything.
It's so nice. You get on a scooter and just zip around, and the dollar goes so far there. Everyone is so lovely.
So nice. Like the nicest people ever.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
Like,
well, I
asked
asked about it. I asked about it because I was like, why is everybody so nice? And I started asking, and it's because we became friends with one of the guys that drove us around and stuff a lot, and he was like, oh, it's because in Hindu, like you are reincarnated. And so what you do in this life affects the life that, like, what kind of life you're going to have on the next one. And so your kindness, your anything you do in this life. So if you're a good person and you're kind, then that's going to come back to you in the next life.
That's wild.
We could use some Hindu over here.
Yeah. Well, in Bali, would you ever want to sell real estate? Because I have a friend, he makes a fuck ton of money.
The market is insane right now.
Everyone's buying there.
So developing like crazy. And the market here is dead, like absolutely dead.
Yeah. So one of my friends who's in real estate was saying this is the lowest amount of volume. I think even Brett was saying, Brett or Jason, I don't know which one's which, but I'm always, it's the most confusing thing ever. But I'm always like,
Brett's the one that's more grumpy.
They're both grumpy.
Jason can be very even grumpier depending on the day.
No, I think it's Jason. Because I did a golf thing with him with Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he was, maybe it was him or someone else was explaining it. It's like the lowest volume ever for real estate in America in the last like 30 years or something.
Probably. Yeah, I started in 2008 and when the market crashed. And this is, to me, I mean, no, to be fair, I did well. I sold like 3 homes that my first year. But to be fair, it's like I didn't know what to expect. Now I'm like, this is worse. I was like, maybe I've been spoiled, like having so much business. But it is bad. And anything that is on the market is just sitting.
But also the houses you guys are putting up, it's a real niche buyer for that.
That's true.
That's a hard. And then especially now, it's like impossible to have a house over $5 million in LA, right?
Yeah, and who with money wants to come to LA? Like, I want to move out. Like, I mean, who wants to come to LA when you have like that money and you're being taxed like crazy? You like, there's crime everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're just putting in all these like bills and stuff for more taxes. It's like, at some point you're like, why am I living here?
Yeah, because I was.
Why am I paying so much?
Talking to a friend about that. It's like you're kind of going to push away all the people that are spending money here, right? And like,
it's sad, but that's who's paying for. Like, I understand that they want to do like all these different programs and stuff, but somebody has to pay for that.
Yeah.
And
you want to go to Texas, to Miami?
I don't know where. Nashville, maybe? Bali?
Yeah,
Really split
Bali.
my time between Bali and Nashville. Nashville's market is going crazy.
Nashville is?
Yeah, Nashville. Yeah.
What?
Everyone's moving to Nashville because they're also a tax-free, or like either low tax or tax-free state. Then the real estate market's going through the roof, and
what? No way.
And it's a fun like place. Yeah.
Would you move there? She's moving. Hey.
Come here. Okay, I got to get in.
So what made you come back season after season on Selling Sunset? Because I think after 9 seasons, even probably well before that, I would have been tapped. Tapped out.
Well, I'm tapped now.
I know. But like after that, like what made you come back?
The opportunity, I think, like where I think until the end, I had fun at a certain point because I get to work with my friends and Jason and Brett and everybody, and I thought it was fun. And in the beginning, it was helping my real estate career, and after a while, it started hurting.
Wait, it did?
Well, because all the way that the girls are acting, and half of them don't sell real estate anyway.
For sure.
I mean, but I actually do this for a living, and they were not the way they were acting. Other agents were using it against us. Like, is this really who you want representing you? And I was like, but I wasn't the one involved. I'm the one telling everybody, stop acting. Do you see yourself? Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. I mean, Jason still does fine. He's never caught in the middle of it. But I'm like, how am I responsible for their behavior?
Those guys have a pretty good,
right?
pretty good like grip on it, because they're like the dad figures, like, oh, ladies, don't do this. But like, they're kind of in it, but they're not really.
Right.
It's like kind of annoying.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It is so annoying because
They're
I'm
making
like,
the most money.
and he's like, Mary, tell them to stop. I'm like, you tell them to
Yeah,
stop.
you're the boss.
You own it, please.
What the fuck?
I'm like, I'm not their mom.
That's so funny. That's okay. Because I was thinking too, like I can imagine someone with a high net worth like that, they probably don't want it to be exposed on the show
Right.
too.
Right.
How often have you lost a deal because does that happen?
I've lost some big ones. I've lost $20 million house. They were ready to go with me. The nephew was like, we've already decided this is who we're going with, because he was an agent too, but out of the city. And he's like, his uncle like said, okay, like we're less me, and if I like them, then you pick between, because you're gonna work with them like and stuff too. And he's like, I want you hands down. And he's like, my uncle loved you and stuff. And then the other agent. And I actually gave that agent a deal before I brought him on something. I was like, really, dude? I was like,
he ratted you, or he just was like,
he put a video together, like a collage or this montage of all the bad behavior basically of the girls on the show, and he's like, this is who you want to represent you, really? Like, this is what they're doing. They're sitting there, they're doing drugs, they're doing this, look at what they're doing. And because then they show like Chrishell and Nicole and stuff, like they're like, are you on drugs? You're on drugs, like and stuff like that. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah. And I lost a fucking deal.
What is the commission on a $20 million house?
A fuck lot. Ton.
A fuck ton, right?
Yes, it's a lot. Yeah, well, we get 2.5% of
Fuck. That's crazy. I don't know the numbers
so
on
thank
that,
you,
but
girls.
I know that's a lot.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
That's
because of the
fucking-
behavior or editing too, I had my clients be like, listen, like, we love you, but we got to have you remove yourself from like the past sale, because we're getting harassed and stuff like that. I'm like, wow.
$500,000. I was trying to do the math in my head, but
I'm bad with that. I need a calculator.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what those are for.
$500K you missed out on.
Oh, more than that, because it's happened multiple times.
See, people would be getting murdered. Like, what? I would be like,
I have been so frustrated, and there was a point where I was like, you know what? And I mean, I shot myself in the foot by doing this, because I was just stubborn. And I was like, you know what? These girls don't even fucking work. So if they're just like go on the show and they're making me lose all my deals, fine. I mean, so like, Jason, give me a listing. Like, because people always say that about me. But I mean, I was like, on the show, if I'm like losing listings anyway on the show, fine, that won't work. Good luck, Jason.
yeah. Also, it's like not like I can't imagine you're getting $500K for the show, right? Or like $1 million for the show. Maybe maybe more.
No, not more. Yeah. No, you know Netflix.
Netflix is tight.
I was like, wait, you know Netflix. They are not paying anywhere close to $1 million.
Yeah.
I was the top tier being me, Jason, and Brett, and I think Chrishell were the top tier being paid. But but no, it was still under. It was still under 5.
Yeah, because I remember one of the girls was like, yeah, I think I spent more money on clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Than I made on it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
They don't take anything from collab deals, though, which is nice. Like, when you do collabs.
Oh, thank God.
I know, right?
Like, thank God they didn't touch your fucking brand deals.
I know. But your hair,
Jesus.
makeup, wardrobe, like nothing. They won't pay for anything. But you're expected to show up looking fucking spectacular.
But
every day.
also, on the other hand, is it the standard that you guys set for each other? Because it's...
Probably, because it's supposed to be reality.
Yeah, reality, beautiful women,
Yeah.
real estate moguls, like you coming in the office, high fashion, hair and makeup. Like, is that kind of your guys' fault?
Kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, kind
but
of.
still, they should. It's a fucking TV show.
Season 1, we didn't do that. Like, I mean, but everybody else was getting hair and makeup done. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not spending that much money. I was like,
ridiculous.
no. And finally, I was like, oh shit. Okay, well, I did see the difference between once I did do it for some event, and then I was like, that does make a difference. Oh God. Okay. Fine. I gotta give in on that one. But
what's the biggest misconception you think people have about you from the show?
Oh, that I'm I think I'm weak or a pushover.
Oh, I thought you were a pussy. I was like, what?
Well, I mean, kind of.
So
Just I was going to
they-
use another word for it.
Yeah, wait, they think you're a weak pushover?
Yeah.
No way.
Well, I think so. I think people mistake my kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I try to give people an opportunity. I try to see where other people are coming from before I make judgment and stuff like that. Because everybody has a story. Everybody has emotions about stuff. It's like, okay, where's this coming from? I try to just, be kind to everybody. But people think that I'm weak because of that, and I'm far from weak.
Yeah.
But
No, you're good.
yeah.
Is it you're still at the company, right?
I'm still with the company. Yeah.
Okay,
Just not gonna be on the show.
Is that better for your mental health, do you think, or is there still gonna be drama? Like, is there shit going on behind the scenes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, because I can imagine the girls that didn't get asked to come back this season, right?
I think everyone's handled it fairly well, from what I know. I don't talk to everybody.
No way.
But I don't talk to everybody.
No, there's no way.
Really?
No, I can't
talk to
imagine.
Sandra all the time, and then Emma. I talk to. I talk to Bree and Heather and stuff, who's on the show and stuff.
Yeah.
And I talk to everybody really, besides a couple of people.
Yeah, but because I could just. Well, how did it get handled to you, or was it more like a mutual thing where you're just like, I just want to focus on the dogs.
Well,
and
it's
real money.
Kind of. Yeah. There was another thing that went into it. That's part of what happened. Like where I was like, I don't want part of this negativity. What they did, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna allow my reputation to be ruined anymore,
Yeah.
and my business to be ruined anymore. And I just don't want a part of that kind of negativity. I thought I was going in for women empowerment, and I was like, it's not exactly women empowerment, is it?
Yeah.
So, but they kept saying they wanted to get back to that, and and then they said like, well, come back on season 11 or something then, because they're switching up the whole cast, and I was like, I need to see like what is happening, like and like where they're at, but I kind of doubt it.
How do you feel about this new cast? There's no way.
I don't know who half of them are, but besides Christine, well, I mean it's Christine, so
Christine's gonna.
yeah,
And she's come back with vengeance for sure.
Yes, she does. She's I mean I've already seen she started shit with me like on social media where she said something like he's a really bad realtor and like pretty much like Mary, she's not over there and stuff. I was like, bitch, you don't need to have your license, and you've never sold a deal in your life. Like, what are you talking about? I'm a bad agent. I've sold like 55 homes and like 150 something million. Like, really?
What?
I was like, but of course I don't say anything because I'm like, don't stoop to her level.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Christine. She has to like say shit like where she's like act like she's like all high and mighty. I'm like, whatever makes you feel better about yourself.
How do you bite your tongue in those moments?
It doesn't change who I am as a person. It's just, it's annoying. But
probably
I'm
just put your
like,
phone
but
down and
what
say-
am I going to do? Like say something back then? I'm just as bad as her.
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh shit. Did I just, wait, I forgot
No.
I'm talking to you. And then wait, I just said that on.
No, you just
I
you're
just feel like I'm
explaining
just
it.
talking to you.
No, you're explaining it. You're
Oh my
fine.
God, I feel so bad now.
No,
Oh,
no,
shit.
you're just explaining it. I get it though. It's so fascinating. Like, also, this show. Like, do you think it's more about? Because this is my understanding. When I watched it, I was like, oh, I just feel like it's drama in a really nice house,
Yeah.
not about selling the house. Like, I
Yeah.
remember I was watching one episode. And I was like, there was no houses sold, not one. And I was getting angry.
You noticed too?
Yeah, I was looking for it. I was like, wait, are they selling this house or are they just screaming at each other in it?
Oh,
Like,
see, that was on my whole thing too. I'm like, guys, can we actually go in a house and show the house or sell the house instead of go in there and sit down, go sit on the end of the bed and talk
Yeah.
about what's going on? I'm like, you realize that never, ever, ever happens in real life, ever. No one goes and sits on someone else's bed like, and just have a powwow and talk about boys. What?
Yeah, that's
Any owner would be like, get
the fuck out.
off of my bed and leave. Like, you
Yeah,
are a horrible
what?
agent. You are like not working. Like, that does not happen. I watch sometimes what it's become, and I'm like, this is
not real life.
I
Yeah.
know, and I feel sorry for the agents that were people that like get their license thinking like that. They're like, oh
Yeah.
my God, this looks so glamorous. This
Yeah,
is what it
can't
is.
wait.
I'm like throwing some Louboutins, walk in and be like, here you go.
Yeah, and they buy it.
And
Everything's
thank you for
good?
the check. Okay, no, it does not work that way. It is
So
much,
interesting.
it's so much like real estate drama, which they could focus on, yet they don't.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, okay. Well, in the show's defense, do you think because of that drama, it's why all the other real estate shows haven't been picked up again? Because I don't think there's any other real estate shows on Netflix anymore apart from Selling Sunset.
Yeah, they canceled OC, they canceled New York, they canceled.
See, do you
All of
think
them.
that's why? Like, it's the only one? Because
I don't know.
I think Selling Manhattan was more focused on.
It was. I liked it too.
It was cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
liked it, and I think
fascinating.
Saren's like cool. Like I like him,
Yeah,
and
he's a
he's
shark.
funny and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
cool.
But it's good.
Only Manhattan. Yeah, not Selling.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know what it's
Yeah,
called,
I
but
don't
I
know
know
what
him.
Yeah,
I like him
he's like,
though, as a person.
that's why I was interested because when I was looking, I'm like, oh yeah, Selling Sunset's the only
Yeah,
real
I
estate
mean
show.
it's done well. I mean, we'll see how this season does. If the new cast or whatever doesn't pick up ratings or something, I think like it's done a little bit worse as the more negative it kept getting. It
For
kept
sure.
doing worse and worse, and I was like, then
I
get
think
a
it
clue.
needed
No
to
one
shake up.
wants this anymore.
Yeah, it
No one
needed to
wants that
shake up.
negativity. There's drama's
Yeah.
one thing, but that kind of negativity that
It's a
goes
bit
too far.
much. Yeah. Is there a conspiracy theory or any like rumors about the show that you could debunk? Because I remember like one year someone was on TikTok and they're like, this is actually an Airbnb and you can book it, and like posted one of the listings.
Oh,
Yeah, posted one of the houses.
okay.
And I remember everyone was like, the show's fake. It was like early
well,
on.
a lot of homes are Airbnbs though.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter.
No, because people buy them as investment properties, and so they can be Airbnbing it and then tell you to list it, or it's like a previous sale. So what does happen though is if we've sold a home and buyers and sellers or something like that, because some people for privacy reasons they don't want you to know like where they're living,
Yeah.
so we'll swap them, so that like the owner of this house isn't them in their house, like we can they'll be in a different house or just not say that they bought it, or they can go look at it and say, oh, they bought a different house or something, so it keeps their privacy.
God.
Yeah, so sometimes there's some swapperies, but all the homes, if we say it's sold,
Interesting.
maybe not by that the people that it's sold by.
Yeah, it's a sold house, but not by who you think it is. Is there because I know some friends that are going on the show, but it's more like we're just gonna show a celebrity a house. Like how often is that happening? Where it's like we've got this person that wants to buy. It's like they just want to be on camera.
Yeah.
That's all. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I guess like to me, I'm like, sure, I can show them around, like
Yeah,
do
I
something, because I'm like, I mean,
Get
because
me
you never
on.
know. Yeah. Well, I would if I could know.
No, the thing is, I would be like,
Oh yeah, you would be amazing on that.
that would. The thing is, I'd be like, show me $100 million house. like Harry's not buying this, and I'd be like, oh yeah, interesting. Does it come in the garage? I don't know what to ask.
Oh my god, you should. Oh my god, Bree's a good time. If you went on, you
Bree's
should.
good.
Do you know her?
Yeah, I was meant to go to her birthday, but
Oh.
I think I had something else on that clashed.
Oh, okay. What, Leggie's birthday or?
No, I don't know. She
Oh,
was
her
filming
birthday?
one. She's like, let me know who's coming.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I will
I
see.
don't know.
I'm not allowed to go to. She and I are good friends. I'm not allowed to go to the to like the events anymore, even though like I already have the invites and stuff, like because they don't
What?
want the old cast on camera or something if they're filming it. We're not allowed to go.
Well, so they should cut you a fucking check too. If you...
Right? I was like, what? I was like, so now I'm not allowed to go to my friends' events. Rose Day,
What?
where Jason's like, so I'm so sorry. He's like, I have the tickets and everything for you and Romain. He's like, they won't allow you guys to go because we're filming it. I was like, how can they stop us from going? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And they said, well, they just don't want attention being taken away from the storyline. They want, and then on like the
You guys
like, the other
control
people-
the edit. Edit us out, motherfucker.
Right? I know. I was like, wow, come on, controlling
No
assholes.
way.
I know.
Do you think your relationship with the girls and the lads is better now off camera, or do you think it's better when I don't know? Like, do you think it's gonna grow and be better? Or no?
I've had the people that I've had relationships with. I'm good with all of them. I don't see. I guess I don't see them as much. The people that are still filming, I don't see them as much because then again they have to keep it separated, and then they're just filming all the time. And then when they're done filming, I mean, family time and stuff like that. I mean,
true.
So that kind of sucks. But I would say most other people, I don't know. I guess I don't talk to everybody. But.
Yeah, it's probably hard to, especially when you're filming like so much drama. It's like, I need breathing space. Like,
Yeah.
No wonder why you just disappeared about
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Fuck. How does
Yeah.
Romain handle all of it? Terribly?
Like, no,
he's
with
really-
Romain, he's like, fuck them. Fuck them. Like, I don't got, like, anything. He's like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a. That's all he says about everything. And I'm like, well, maybe you should. He's like, no.
Yeah.
And nothing bothers him, ever.
Really?
Ever. No.
He doesn't care that
No,
much?
does not
That's
care
probably
about
nice,
what
though.
anybody thinks, what anybody says, what anybody. He's defensive or like protective of me because he knows I get my feelings hurt. But I've been working on that. I'm just not caring about what other people. Like, you can't control it. You can't control what other people think or say or feel.
It's tough.
Yeah, as long as I try to be a nice person, and I can't control.
Did
anything else.
he enjoy being on the show and stuff?
Yeah, he did.
He loved it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. What was his main role? Was he was just like
My husband, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Well, he also does. He also does construction. He
That's
works
what
for
I remember
White Glove
seeing.
Estates, and then they do a lot of our clients' work, and they do like all Jason's homes and
that's perfect.
all of our clients' homes. Like if someone buys or sells, like if they want fixed up before selling, or if they buy it and they're like, oh, let's remodel, something like that.
And he's quite close with the boys?
Very,
Okay.
very.
Yeah.
When I go out of town, they have sleepovers and like and get the dogs together, and they like
No
and so,
way.
yeah, and
Oh,
they
that's
like
kinda
do sleepovers.
cute.
Yeah, they're like
That's
brothers.
nice.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're really cute. They're really close.
Is there been ever anything that that was like, if you guys ever had a falling out that wasn't on camera, like you and Romain?
Oh
is-
yeah,
Like, or
always. We're
because-
married.
Because of the show? Oh no. Yeah.
But we actually don't fight that much.
Oh, you don't
no, we don't.
Okay.
We've learned, which can be a problem. We've learned to go to our own corners, kind of
Oh,
now.
nice.
And so, if one of us is in a mood, normally it doesn't have anything to do with the other person, and we're just like snappy or just on one. We're like, okay. So
Yeah.
honey, I've got to work a lot. So I'm gonna be in my office. If you need me, I'll be there. Okay, love you. Go in there, shut it away from him. I'm like,
Oh,
let's.
wow.
Or
Good.
he's like, babe, I'm gonna go to bed. Okay, like if I'm just like, you know what fucking else day?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm really tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Okay, love you. And like goes in there. So I think we both just know if we both go to opposite ends of the house, we're just like, just. Let it breathe.
Just
Let
need to
it
calm down a
breathe.
bit.
In the morning, everything will be okay.
Well, yeah,
you
when
know?
did you figure that out? Because I know a lot of, like, I'm quite a person where I'm like, I just need to get it out of the way right now.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I've been in relationships in the past where it's like they need space. Like,
Yeah.
immediately. Like, how did you guys figure out that, like, that's what works for you?
I think he would be, if it depends, because he doesn't need to talk about things that much, but when he does, it's like, you better let me do it when like, if I'm not ready to, fine, we can talk. But yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
You might want me to calm down,
Oh,
and
okay.
then say what I actually mean, not what you want me to say stuff. I'll say stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think after a couple of times doing that, he's like, okay, maybe I don't want you to say
Yeah.
talk about it.
Let me go to the other side of the house.
Yeah. And then, but I think it's just, we just figured it out that we're not fighting about anything. Like if we just get hurt by each other's mood, then if nothing actually happens, then we're just like, hey, are you okay? Did something happen? No. Just whatever. And so sometimes we can tell if there's really something,
Yeah.
like where sometimes he'll like, no, there's nothing. I was like, oh, okay, looks like that. All right.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, so
Sometimes
wanna
just
tell
fighting
me?
the fight. Yeah.
yeah, but if we can tell it's just a mood, it takes a couple years to figure it out. It's like, nah, he's just on one today. It's not, there's nothing. So just stay out of each other's way.
Yeah. What's the biggest lesson with this show that you've learned with your relationship? Like, is there been any important things where you look back and it's like, because it must be hard to watch it together, right? Especially if you
It's
both lived it.
Too hard to
Okay.
watch it together, but I think not listening to other people. Everybody's trying to break us up.
See, that would be the biggest problem, because I'm sure, obviously I probably experience it at a way less level because my relationships are usually like 10 seconds after the shows, but like people DM
Yeah.
and people like will say shit to me, or old friends will pop up and be like, well, did you hear this about her, or did you hear this about him? It's the worst. Like people
Yeah.
actually are never happy for
Yeah,
you.
I know.
Like they just want it all to crash and burn.
Yeah.
And it does with me.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is your year.
Well, Let's Marry Harry comes out very soon. So
Wait, what?
my show Let's Marry Harry on Netflix coming out very soon.
I want to see it. Wait, are you getting married?
We're gonna have to wait.
Ah! Wait, what?
Yeah, we filmed it last year.
Oh my, wait, okay, I need to
Yeah.
be caught up.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Well, I want to know what happens, like off the thing.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
Really? Shocker.
It's me. Who would've
Shocker.
thought- No, you know what?
No, why don't you settle? Like, why? Or is it really you like that? Because you're the sweetest person ever. Like,
tell that to Chrishell.
Oh.
She went off of me one year.
I remember. I was like, what the fuck is she doing? I was like, you are the nicest guy ever.
No, I
Like-
get it because I think she watched. I remember it so distinctly because we'd followed each other. I remember 2 weeks before she started posting about me and going off at me.
I remember seeing that. And I didn't know who she was talking about, and I was like, once I
Yeah.
found out, I was like, what?
Yeah, no. So we were together 2 weeks before that, and I was helping her with Snapchat stuff. It was with Chris Appleton. I remember we were all at like a friend's party.
Yeah.
And she was curious about it. Anyway, and then I guess Perfect Match comes out, and she's going off. She's like, "Let's start a petition to get him banned from Netflix."
That is so
and
insane.
all this stuff, and I was like,
It's a dating show.
yeah, I was like, you can text me. I can tell
Right?
you why I was being silly in those
But she
scenes.
goes on social media for everything, just like else people all the
Yeah.
time. Like, who does that? Like,
Yeah,
that's
I'm like,
so
text
mean.
me. We know each other. And then I remember I saw her before I went to go
She
film.
did it to Emma too.
Yeah. I'm like,
I
what's
don't know.
happening?
I don't know.
It's so funny. I remember because G and her followed me.
Yeah.
And then G followed me for a long time
I
after.
love. G is so nice.
And then I knew it was bad when I got the unfollow from G, and I was like, oh, okay.
I bet.
That's
that
what
would
it
be
hurt.
Chrishell made them do it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I know. I was like, fair enough. But,
Yeah,
like,
I don't think G's like that.
I don't
G's
think
not-
G would give a
No,
fuck about me.
you'd be
Like,
All right, mate. Like, okay.
yeah,
Like,
because
what-
I used to love watching the videos
Yeah.
where it's like doing the behind the scenes music and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
So fun. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Aw.
like the thing is, I remember Perfect Match. I was not being like the best version of myself for
Yeah.
sure, and also, so to kind of answer your thing, like on those shows, you're part of like an ensemble.
That's when you were with the cute girl from that everybody was obsessed with, right? That Jason was really like.
No, I think that was that was
You've been on so many. I'm like, which one?
No, those boys, I've been out and they've been obsessed with a few girls.
Okay,
I've been
that's
with.
true.
They're like, brother, can we take her out? I'm like, relax.
Wait, while you're still dating her?
Yeah. I remember one
that is
night
an
I was.
asshole move right there.
Yeah, no, it was
It's
so,
not going to last that long. Just wait until.
yeah, like give me a week, brother.
Right.
Like I could have upset her.
Oh my
No,
god.
I remember one night I was out at Catch and they were asking me and I was like, oh, like if she wants to go out with you guys, like all good. And then she's like, you don't care about me? I'm meant to be your girlfriend. I'm like, no, I do care, but I don't know if you want to go out with. I'm like so
That puts
confused.
you in a really awkward position.
The worst. The worst position. No,
my
they're
God.
funny. But I think like usually on those dating shows, because you're part of like a cast of like these are like 5 other guys are studs,
Yeah.
and then there's drama everywhere. So I'm like, how do I keep one upping it to make sure I get
Yeah.
screen time?
Yeah.
But obviously, Let's Marry Harry's and You Leave.
Okay.
It's very wholesome. Well,
That is so. Oh my god. I'm gonna like binge it. It's on Netflix.
It will be. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Nah, it'll be good. It'll
Yeah.
be fun. Because again, it's like don't really have to be anything but myself.
Yeah.
Whereas like Perfect Match and the last few dating shows I've done, it's being a played up version and then being told off camera like, hey, we hired you because we want you to be like this
Yeah.
and you're not doing it. So like.
Yeah, and
Meet
then
us
you're like,
halfway.
oh god, you're never gonna get like you have to try to make them happy
Yeah,
a little
like-
bit, but
Yeah, and like I like these jobs. Like I
Yeah.
want to keep doing them.
yeah,
But then now it's like I'm retired from it. So
yeah.
hopefully Chrishell likes me. Actually, I did see her at Unwell event before I went to go
Was she
film.
nice?
She was lovely.
Oh really?
Yeah, she was nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she's like I was pretty drunk, but I remember she said to me, she's like, I feel like it's awkward. We're gonna see each other everywhere. We gave each other a hug, and then.
Oh,
And that,
okay, well
it
that's
was
good.
nice. You guys, yeah, he was there. Yeah, I was pretty
Yeah.
drunk.
Oh yeah.
She goes, we're good, Harry? We're good?
Yeah, yeah. But I was like so mean. She was saying horrible things. Anyway.
Yeah, I do remember that. I was like, I mean, who? It just seems so weird. It's like, I mean, that's like the show you're everybody
yeah,
there's
the point
like
of it is
doing
that
like
you have drama.
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You
I don't know.
should we? What else we got going on? Oh, this. Okay. Actually, just walk me through a regular day for you. Because like right now, you still got an office, right?
So this makes it pretty difficult. When I've never experienced this before, but the rest of the office, like staff, has had to do this, and I never thought too much about it. But when they're filming, no one else is allowed to be in the office. So the rest of the people that work there can't be in there.
So you just head home?
So we can't, like, I can't go, like, and they don't tell us when they're going to be filming. And so it's like, you, like, can go and just be like, oh, wait, I have to turn around and drive 40 minutes back home. Like, so I just don't go in.
Okay.
I just work from home.
In all honesty.
Plus my dogs, I can't really leave them.
Yeah, they're going to chew up the cats.
Yeah.
In all honesty, do you get a little bit of FOMO though? Like when you hear, like, or you.
It's weird. It's weird, like, to, and Jason said the same thing where, I was like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? He's like, we're filming, like, this thing. And he's like, I feel so weird saying that without you. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it does feel weird. I think now it's been, a month or two or something, I think, maybe. I don't know when they started filming. But I think the first couple of days, it was like, it felt like I was in a different universe. I haven't been anybody except on the show for like 9 seasons. It's like, what,
Insane.
7, 8 years, something like that. And I'm like, it just felt so bizarre. I'm like, who am I? What am I doing? It was so bizarre. But I was really excited because I have a lot of other things that I'm pursuing and going on. I'm really excited about. But it's just that beginning right then when they're talking about filming and going, and then I'm still on the text chain. They're like, shit, sorry, Mary. I was like, all good.
Yeah, it's gotta be that kind of like happy and then like bittersweet.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because I don't want to be a part of that, but it's also
you built it. Like you were there.
It's weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
I couldn't imagine that. Like it would make me feel kind of funny.
Yeah, there's part of it that makes me sad because I'm sad that they weren't able to keep it like a positive thing or like keep it like controlled and stuff. Like it didn't need to be like that, like where they had to switch things up and where like ratings were dropping and like all this chaos was going on and they felt the need to edit and stuff like that. Like it was like it's sad, but you know, maybe it'll do great for them. Like and they're like, wow, this was like the best thing ever for this recasting and stuff. Who knows? But to me, it's a little sad.
Do you have a hot take for this next season? Like, is there anything like any takes on it so far or not yet?
It'll probably be. I don't know if it'll be entertaining or repetitive, like with Christine, because. I mean, she's entertaining, but it's like once you do the same jokes over and over and over, and it's like, oh, except for this, they just put everyone down all the time. That gets old.
Lame.
Yeah, it gets old. And so maybe, but I think anybody bringing new cast members, it's fun to get to know new people, but they kept saying that the only reason why Selling Sunset lasted was because like the chemistry and the different things with the cast and stuff, like where it had all these different things. And you remove that, then, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I really don't know. I hope that they succeed.
Yeah.
I hope that they get more positive. Just.
Oh yeah, it'd be a nice change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there looking back on the show? Is there like a favorite ever listing, or like the coolest house? Which one?
Yeah, it's not the biggest by far, but but it's my wedding venue when I sold it, on my wedding day, and.
Wait, you sold it on your wedding day?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because I ended up getting married there.
What?
And then we had a listing. I can't say who it was that came, but for on the show I was showing the actual artist around, but we had to do the agent on camera because the guy couldn't film.
Yeah.
And but that's my favorite house. It was just so it was so well done. It was just it was old school. It had so much character, and it was just beyond stunning. And I sold that couple multiple homes. The biggest home I ever sold was to them too. But
what's the biggest?
35 million.
Okay, when someone comes to you like, I want to buy a $35 million house, at that level, is it cash in their account?
Yes.
Or is...
Yeah.
Did you see those accounts? And you're like, yep, good to go.
Well, I mean, we don't with this client, we don't have to see we don't have to vet him anymore. But he's very easily vettable.
Is
So
it Elon Musk? Like, what?
no, now I have an NDA, so
okay.
so I can't say who it is, but he did very, very, very well, and a tech thing that's very, very. You would know all about the tech thing. Yeah, you're probably on it. A social
Mark
media kind of
Zuckerberg?
thing. No, it's not him, but it's somebody that
Wow.
like a social media type of thing, like a
Elon
dating
Musk,
app.
I fucking knew it. Okay, well, okay. You don't want to give away too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Yeah.
Why do people buy cash if the money works for you being in your bank?
Yeah.
Well, some homes, it depends. Some people don't. Some people do. Because they don't want to pay interest on it. If they have that much money, they don't care. But or if they're doing or if a property needs renovate, like this $35 million house, it's actually we got it for like almost like 2 properties and one because this whole thing, it was an amazing deal we got him. But
$35 million. You want to hope there's some deal somewhere. Fuck.
But they were gonna remodel like the entire thing, and so
Fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, but why would they not? I guess it doesn't.
A lot of people, but some people just don't want to, or they'll do it afterwards because that cash is more powerful. They can get a loan afterwards sometimes if they want to,
Well,
but it's like
And
it just depends on the person.
because usually with the loan, right, you can declare it as a loss, or 35 million, you can still declare it as a loss. Like if you're paying cash, like doesn't matter. How does that work? Because
What, the depreciation, you mean?
well, wouldn't it be better for taxes if you're like, I need a loan for X amount of, or does it not matter?
Well, I guess it's better for like leveraging your money. I mean, it's just better for leveraging.
Fuck, I need to make more money. What's
I
going
know.
on? I need to win the lottery.
Yeah. No, because
This
I
is
mean, if you
bullshit.
get a loan and you have this other money, yeah, you have it in an account. You've got it in interest-bearing accounts and stuff. You're not just sitting. But so it's me. But some people don't want to do that.
Have you got like for younger people that want to buy a home, like their first home? What's your take on that? Because I've got a lot of friends that are like, don't buy where you live. Like buy investment properties, build it up like that.
Yeah.
And then I have other friends that are like, no, buy where you live so you can make it how you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want. What I've realized is I just need to make $100 million and just buy everything.
That's
like,
the goal, right?
That's impossible. And I know now is like the hardest time for like
Yeah.
young people to buy a home. And
Yeah.
the rent market is, I just recently followed Grant Cardone. He's saying the rent market's going crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's real or what's going
Yeah.
on, but what's your take on that? And like, how can people get, like realistically, how can they get their first home?
It is hard right now. Interest rates are high. The economy's down. So it's like if you are lucky enough to do something to do well, I think it depends on what you're looking for. You have to make sure what you're looking for, you're going to be happy. But I would, if I were single and I wasn't like a privacy freak, then I would get in a investment property, do like a triplex or a fourplex and live in one of them. And like if I were 20, live in one of them, rent the others out. So basically your whole place is paid for. Like you're living rent free. And you own it. You can write all like the everything off on your taxes. You get the rental income. And you can just keep doing that. And then when it goes up, then you can still upgrade the property like one by one, and then get higher rentals as you do that. And so it's an easier way of going into it, and you don't have to do all of them at once. Normally, if you have renters there that are good tenants, then just wait until like they move out, and then you can do that one up or whatever. I mean, you decide how to do it, but
so with like a multifamily or a triplex, how like entry point, is it just 20%, right? Like if you get a good
typically.
And then it will just pay itself off.
But
because
it
of
depends. I mean,
the
it depends
renters.
what kind of loan and everything you
Right.
get. Like you put 20% down, and then you mortgage like the rest of it, or like get a loan for the rest of it, and then it depends on what kind of loan you're getting. Like if it's interest
It's not a bad
only,
deal.
or
Like, it's pretty good. Just 20%. If you could go back and like start your real estate journey from the start, is there what advice would you give yourself?
I would do, I know this sounds crazy, but I think if you want to go into a luxury market, I have the worst time spending money. Like I'm so, I've had money problems like when I was younger and stuff. So I'm very cheap, I guess. I don't know. Or just frugal. And Jason kept telling me, like, Mary, you have got to upgrade your car. I had like a C-Class Mercedes. I was like, it's fine. And he was like, no, it is not fine. You're never going to know, because like that is your success. Other people look and they're like, oh, you're successful. I was like, I am successful. And he was like, stop. Fucking stop quit being cheap and get, like, so I got a Maserati. And he was like, okay, good girl. Okay, it did actually make a difference. So even if you do like a used one, like what you can afford or something, but playing the part of that, when you look successful, you can't walk in there and like, you know, whatever. And there's nothing wrong with brands or anything, but like 5-year-old Pretty Little Things, like just it's like, you know, the stitching's coming out,
Raggedy.
whatever. It's like you can wear whatever you want, like, but as long as it's good and you look successful, you look, and it can be a fake bag or a fake whatever until you can make it, but make sure it looks good and that you look like you know what you're doing, because if you have only sold like 2 houses but you got this amazing opportunity to do like this $20 million house, and you're like, oh my god, and you roll up in a like clunker car, like whatever, and it's like they're like, how many houses have you sold again? Like, it's like, because people just think that way, and it's sad. Maybe not in every area, but in LA, it's LA.
Interesting.
And so, so I would say, borrow a friend's car, do something like, but because people measure success, and I think it's sad that they do that, but measure like you're successful and who you are as a person based on what you're wearing, what you're driving, what you're like.
So fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. Now, once I think you really make it, then it's like, then you're like, I don't give a shit anymore. I don't give a shit. Like, and that's when I started getting all my tattoos and stuff. And because at first I was like, no, they're not going to think I'm professional and stuff. And then I've got sleeves and everything. And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, fine. If you don't want to use me, fine.
Yeah.
Don't.
Do you manifest?
I try.
You try? Okay.
I try. Yeah. I mean, I've started studying Kabbalah and stuff like that more. Like,
What's
and I'm
Kabbalah?
like, what's Kabbalah? Oh my God.
Is it like a drink? Oh, no, it's kombucha.
Well, I study. I mean, I drink drinks, but I study.
Kombucha,
I study.
Oh, it's like she's studying kombucha. It's crazy.
No, Kabbalah is like a spiritual form of. It's like, I guess it's technically like Judaism, but it's not. It's it's like a spirituality, and a lot of people do it. There's a David Giram, I think is his last name. Brilliant guy. Like, he explains everything so well. He's got like a massive following. It's like Jay Shetty and people. They're just like motivational kind of people, and so I like listening to people like that are spiritual and that are motivating, just make you think about things. So I just kind of sit with myself. My ADHD like doesn't allow me to meditate or anything really.
Yeah,
but,
it's tough.
Yeah. So I try to just like think about what I want and try to keep positive thoughts more. Like besides like, and I try to catch myself like, where, oh, don't do this. What do I want? What do I want? And so put that out in the universe. Like, okay, like instead of like, yeah, I don't want that. I'm like, take it back. What do I want?
Yeah.
Like, and so I've been trying to work on that. Like, I'm not a master at it at all, but
it's hard.
Yeah.
I just write shit down and I'm like, it happens.
You'll have to teach me some stuff.
I you know, a good audiobook that I listened to was Grant Cardone's 10X.
Oh, I don't know.
No, he's like, think of your dreams. Basically, the whole point of it is think of your dreams and then 10X it, because if you shoot for that, you're going to come up way better than what you started or what you thought. Okay. But I listened to I just finished his other book, like Be Obsessed or something. And he was saying that he like writes his goals every morning on like a little piece of paper, like every morning. I've been doing that and a guided prayer every day.
Really?
Makes me feel so much better.
Really?
I'm no closer to my goals, but I'm.
But you feel better.
I feel better, but no, I'm reminded of them every day, and I'm like, fuck, like I gotta like work harder, and it's kind of.
How do you remember? Do you have ADHD?
I've probably got a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't want to get checked because then I'm like, it's got to be a snowball. I don't know, because normally... They're going to be like, fuck, this and this and this and this, and we're good.
Because normally, like, when I don't know, when I talk to people, like, sometimes I'm like, yes, you do. They're like, I don't know, I wonder if I do. I was like, yes, you do.
You think I've got it?
I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. It depends how long normally I get along with people very, very well. Like, if they do, and like, I can just, like, talk to them easier, because other people are like, Sorry, what? Where are you going with that? Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm confused because I skip around a lot.
Yeah.
And I talk fast and I skip around.
I'm the
and,
same, yeah.
and people are like, I thought we were just talking about this, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, sorry, and then I go back
to
it.
that. Wait, is Adderall the one you have ADHD?
Uh-huh.
Okay. See, what happens when you take Adderall? Does it make you smooth?
Okay, so and it may
Because
okay.
I tried it and had an
And
interesting experience.
Okay. I want to hear the story, but it's still a stimulant for anybody. It's a stimulant,
Okay.
but for people with ADHD, and it takes a couple days to get used to. But it slows your brain down. It speeds up your heart. It's a stimulant for your body, so you can still get sweaty. You can still get like jittery and stuff like that. But your brain, it slows it down enough. Basically, like when there's 1,000 thoughts that are constantly going through your head, and you're like almost like spazzing out, like okay, there's the one. Like it's like you're trying to like pull that one thought. It's like the kids game of like all the shapes like that are floating around, and you have to put them in the right hole, like a square into a square hole, right? And there's all these things, so you're like waiting for the shape. There's a circle, okay, something like that, because there's so much going on, and you're
annoying.
trying to slow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought I was on meth when I took it. Like I came back from a trip. My friend's like, "Oh, you should try it. Like you get work done." And it's like I walked around my kitchen bench 400 times. I didn't do any work, and I usually have a diamond that I wear with my dad in it. And I put on a shirt so aggressively, I ripped my chain, and I was like in the bathroom. I was like, I gotta do shit.
How much did you take?
Like 90 milligrams.
What? 90?
Yeah, is that not normal?
That will kill you.
Oh, no wonder why I felt passionate.
Holy.
Or maybe it was 60, and then I added more because I was like, this is wearing off.
See, I'm severely ADHD. Like where I have the legal, they prescribe me the legal maximum dose.
What's the legal maximum dose?
30.
Oh, what was I doing? No wonder I had a bad time.
30. You can take 30 twice a day. So technically you can do.
Oh.
No, is it 30?
No wonder I was having the worst day ever.
Yeah. Because then I take 45 most of the time. But you can't even get it in LA anymore. So I'm not on anything, which is why I'm like,
God.
People are like, why are you so spazzy? I'm like, well, because I don't have medication.
I got a lot of work done for 10 minutes, and then I was like, oh, I got to get moving.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, I walk in the kitchen, I'm like, what am I here for? And then I go back, I'm like, what am I doing?
You probably don't have it.
Well, no, but you did
take
angry.
way too much though.
Yeah, I think that was the problem.
I think you're supposed to take most people take 10 or 20.
See, and I was like
that's
sweating,
still a lot
and
if
like
you're
my
not
mouth
used
felt
to
gross.
it. Yeah.
Well, now we're gonna play a game. It's Selling Sunset Rapid Fire.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna give you whatever, and you say whatever.
Okay.
Easy?
Yep.
Nicest cast member in real life, no hesitation.
Oh shit. You said no hesitation.
Rapid. You just say. I literally said no hesitation. You hesitated.
Yeah.
That's.
So there were too many thoughts going on at once. I was like, what?
Yeah, you just froze. You just glitched. You glitched out. The fuck? No. You just real life glitched. It's like I told you, rapid fire, no hesitation. Hesitated, glitched, and froze. Like the whole time of the podcast, you've been so quick with everything. I should have told you the opposite. Yeah.
Oh my God.
They all suck. You had it here first, guys. Mary said they're all terrible people. She's crying because of how bad they are.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
That was so funny.
Most people don't see my quirky moments like that.
No, it was cute.
Oh my God. Okay, so nicest person. You know what? Funny enough, I think it's Brie. Is that she gets all really bad. Well, she likes it though. She wants to be like she wants to be like I'm a bitch. And but she's actually the nicest person and really like a solid girl. Sorry. I got like tears all streaming down there. Do I have makeup all over my face?
Good.
Okay.
You're perfect. Most dramatic moment from all 9 seasons.
Oh, most dramatic. I would say behind the scenes or on camera.
Whatever you want, girl.
Season 9.
Yeah.
That wasn't on camera. There was like, it was really, really bad. There was stuff they cut out and like my reactions on there because like I was physical abuse or like people were like threatening to do so. I was like, I'm
Whoa.
a fucking grown adult. I was like, I am not like in
Yeah.
the middle of this shit. And yeah, it started getting crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a listing that you wish you had on your portfolio forever?
Yeah, my wedding venue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you can't have that on your portfolio?
Oh, we can have any of it. We can have any of our sold
Okay.
ones. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Oh, sorry. I can have it forever. Oh, so when I don't have.
Yeah, someone else's.
Oh. I would love one in like Martha's Vineyard or something like that. Like
Okay.
one of those really beautiful ones there because
Nice.
I think that's just so different than any of them that I have.
Yeah.
And I think that would be like a showstopper.
That shows stuff
Yeah. Yeah.
up. Which cast member has your favorite home?
Me.
Oh.
I love my home.
Jason or Brett, better boss? Which one?
Oh, that depends on the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think Jason is most of the time, but we have very few days are like this. But we have some days where I'm like, he's a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, Brett, what is wrong with, like, can you fucking talk to him? And he's like, but most of the time, like, and Brett used to also call me, like, when they were working together and stuff. And he was like, Mary, will you, this is so unfair. Will you tell Jason this is unfair? And I was like,
Oh, you get in the middle of them too?
yeah, because we're all like brothers,
Yeah.
brothers and sisters, like just like family, and
Oh,
so we
that's
like all
funny.
bitch back and forth to each other. If
That's
one of
good.
them if one of us isn't acting right, then we go to the other and tattle on each
Yeah.
other.
I like with those guys too that you can kind of like, you can freely like talk shit,
Uh-huh.
you know? Like, then they're like, they can take it.
Yeah,
You know, whenever I've spoken to them about whatever the fuck, or like if something isn't going as well as they thought or whatever, like they're just honest
Uh-huh.
and they like,
yeah, they're both really really good guys. I got really lucky.
yeah. And they're good problem solvers too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, whenever I talk to them about
They're very
whatever.
stubborn though. Like it's
I can
like,
see that. And
yeah,
they're sassy.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I can see
and
that.
and not very patient. Like with stuff like where it's like you got to pick the right timing because it's like otherwise you get, hey, I need to talk to you about something important. It's like, can I talk to you?
Ugh.
Hello, can I talk to you?
Yeah.
And they like just and they continue to type and like they won't acknowledge, and then they're like, oh, sorry, what? And I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
come on,
Come
like, but
on.
and then you're halfway through, and then they're like, oh, sorry, give me a few, and they're like, what were we talking about? And then doesn't remember anything. I'm like, so it's like when you have time,
Yeah, I'm
when
ready.
you can focus, let me talk to you because it's important. It's very serious.
tough.
So yeah, I've had some conversations like that where I'm like, I'm talking to a brick wall right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you are. So can you maybe call me after the game or something? I'm like, oh my God.
Motherfuckers.
You could have told me you were watching the game in the beginning, so I
Yeah.
knew you were not, there was no
I'm not
chance you were
checked
going to
in.
listen.
Favorite city outside of LA?
Uluwatu.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
The castmate most likely to have their own show one day.
Me.
Yeah. There you go. What is Romain's most annoying habit?
He's
Uh-oh.
he's going to kill me. Farting, like
He loves
right
to
around
fart?
me. Yes. Like, oh, so annoying. And I'm
You know,
like,
I can see that. I can see he's a farter.
I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, it is so disrespectful. He's like, no, it's not. And then I was like, but you're just doing it. You don't care. He's like, you just own it.
Best reward purchase you have ever made with your commission?
The Maserati.
Mm,
That's when I decided, after I sold my wedding venue,
that's the one.
then I was like, fine, I'm going to go ahead and spoil myself for this one, and I'll go ahead
Mm.
and do it. And then I did see that it was
good.
it was a good decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think, yeah,
Is there a season you would go back and reshoot if you could?
last season.
Yeah. Who responds the quickest out of the whole cast?
Sandra.
Okay. Heels or flats on a non-shoot day?
Oh, flats.
Yeah.
Or no shoes.
No. Whoa.
No shoes.
Really?
I'm barefoot all the time.
You're barefoot and Romain's shitting his pants 24/7? What's going on in your house?
Yeah.
And there's 12 dogs?
Yeah. I'm stepping in shit.
And he's farting.
Yeah. Don't you guys want to come over?
Can't wait. The one client, is there one client that you'd work with again in a heartbeat?
Yeah. A lot of them. Do I need to say their names?
If you want, or you signed probably NDA, right?
French Montana.
Oh, really?
You know what? That he was very, very surprising. His team was normally it is a really annoying, like you love working with celebrities and stuff, but you're going through managers and assistants and everybody. There's like 5 people you have to deal with before you get to them, and then no one can make a decision. The attorneys like fight with everybody about everything. He had the coolest team. Everybody was so just in sync and helpful, and he was great. Like it was very, very surprising. It was a really, really good experience.
Does he lives in Dubai now, or is he here?
He's
got a very rich wife, right?
French does? Oh, I don't know.
I
don't
he married
follow.
like a princess.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I haven't talked to him in a few years. But...
He's engaged.
Engaged.
Oh, is he?
Dubai princess.
Good for him.
Yeah, no, check her net worth. The family's net worth is like billions.
Oh, fuck. Good
He's
for
chilling.
him.
Yeah, go. Tell him to get a house in
Right?
LA.
I know, right?
You get something like 200 million.
Yes, it's like, I'm going to go. Yes, I am going to, actually.
Yeah.
I'm like, so
how you been? Wedding gift
long
for your
time.
wife. Last one. What's your favorite restaurant in LA? Are you a big foodie or no?
No, I'm not.
Mine's Air One.
Air One?
Yeah.
I've never been there.
You are frugal with your money, huh? No way.
Yeah, I am. Okay, but I had to file bankruptcy and everything before because my ex-husband like stole all my money and he took a bunch of things out from like when I was in London and
what?
Yeah, I had like an 840 credit score, like perfect. Like I was so just perfect, like with everything. Never had a late payment, like all these things and I went to London with my ex-husband. He was like con artist and everything had to be transferred into his name when we get there because of like the visa or something until like I know, right? Con artist. And then he pulled out a bunch of credit cards in my name when we were there. So I came back. I left him because he was abusive. Came back and he had stolen or like he'd done all that and it was already in collections. I had like over 100,000 and debt that, and I was like, I don't know what any of these are because I just went to go buy a car, and I was like, no problem. And I was only going to get like I was going to be even more frugal, and I was like, I had like a Range Rover and a Porsche and stuff before, and then I was like, no, there's like the Hyundai Accords are like they're super nice. They've got a new body style. They're really nice, and I just wanted to like be simple and not like I went to go get one. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? I was like, I have like less than 500 credit score. I was like, no, I don't. That's you typed the wrong number. I was like, what are you talking about? And yeah, my entire credit was ruined. I ended up having to file bankruptcy and everything like that. And so that made me even more so. Like, I will spend money on certain things. Like, the only place I'm bougie is like business class. Like, if I'm going overseas,
you have to.
I'm like, I need a lie flat. That's the only place where I'm
the
like
biggest diva.
Yeah, that's the only place where I'm like, I'm sorry, no, I have to.
Yeah. Wow,
Yeah.
that's okay. Looking back at that, what's a red flag that if you could see now, you'd be like, stay away from that guy? Because I'm sure there's some younger ladies listening that might be in a similar situation or dating a bit of a sausage. Like, is there a red flag that was so apparent that everyone else could see it but you couldn't?
Always having certain things. Oh, well, my credit's not like this. Can you put it in your? Can you do this? Like, like doing all those things where it's like, there's always an excuse for things, and then where you're always helping them out for something, but they've got all these big things that are on the horizon. They've got all these like
something's always
coming.
happening.
Oh yeah, in 2 weeks, you know what, I'm gonna pay you back like this. Just can you loan me this? Can you do this? Like, and you think, oh, okay.
And you married that person?
I haven't always had the best judgment. Like, yeah.
Mary.
I know.
I have 4 final questions, and then we're good. Okay. After 9 seasons, what is one thing about Selling Sunset you're most proud of that has nothing to do with ratings or drama?
I think having my with the wedding, I get to see my dad and my son like walk me down the aisle and stuff, and Nico was there and stuff. So it's like all the people that are the most important people in the world to me, all in one go, and where I can anytime I like miss somebody or whatever, I can look back at that and it's just maybe one of the most beautiful moments like I've in my life, and everybody's there, whether or not they've died or if they've like whatever, and Romain's mom, like she's there and we can watch, and
that's good that you have that. That's special.
It's really nice.
What advice would you give? What advice do you wish someone would have given you before you ever turned on the camera for the first time?
A lot, but oh god, don't read comments. Don't look and like remember who you are. Like, don't read the comments. Remember who you are. People are haters.
Yeah.
Like, and people, I think people are just miserable, and they want to make you miserable. And I think for someone that's sensitive, it's hard to remember that. It's like, but why would you want to hurt somebody? Like, why would you just like spend your days like doing that? Like all day, you're just trying to make people feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me. And so I think before I did, I think someone would have educated me on that. Like, because to me, I was like, what have I done? Like, what did I do to this person? And not knowing that these people are just miserable and just do it to everybody
people.
all day long. Or bots or whatever the hell they are. I don't know what they are. Like, but I
real.
didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah. Well, it's hard on a show like Selling Sunset because you're like in Beverly Hills. There's all these beautiful women making so much money, and like I know the idea is all about women empowerment, but there's also so many women that don't want to empower.
Yeah.
women, and they're just
Yeah.
angry.
Yeah.
They're so angry
They
about
are
it.
so angry.
It's so silly, and they're usually the loudest ones.
Yeah. And
Whereas
they're
the
like,
ones that
oh
are-
my God, you're so ugly. Why are you the worst part of the show? I'm like, then why are you on my page following me?
Yeah. Why?
I'm like,
watching
why
the
are
show
you
then?
spending your time reaching out? If I'm so bad, then don't
Get outta
follow
here.
me. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? What's wrong with you? But I don't respond to anything now. But in the
Okay.
beginning, I was hurt by it.
I bet.
Yeah.
I was like that too initially. I'm like, and then
Yeah.
I got to the point where I'm like, okay,
yeah.
like leave me alone.
Yeah.
I just realized it's so much easier.
Do you realize you're not special? There's like 100 other or 1,000 other people like
That hate
saying
me
the same
too.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not special.
I just block them now. As soon as I see something that's like bad, I'm like, I don't need to see you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Um,
Good.
You kind of answered this before, but is there something that a fan has said to you that has genuinely stopped you in your tracks in the best way?
Yeah. I think I've had a couple of those moments. I think I actually saw. Yes, I actually do know. I was in New Orleans, and I was there with, well, it doesn't matter who I was there with, but I was in New Orleans, and this guy comes up to me, and he was like, hey, I'm so sorry. He's like, can I just talk to you for a second? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, no, it's just, you helped my wife. Like, you would not believe, like, and I just want to thank you. And I was like, okay. I was like, let me hear what he has to say. Because at first I'm like, I'm not stepping to the side with some
Yeah,
strange
what?
man. And so I was like, okay, yeah, what's going on? Because it seemed like it was like a private thing. And he was like, no, I just want to thank you because I could not get her out of bed. Like, she had multiple miscarriages, and it was the final time, and she was just like, she wouldn't move, and I was losing hope. Like, I didn't know how to help her. No family could help her. Nobody could do anything, and we thought we were gonna lose her. And he's like, and we were just in bed, and she watched the episode, like, where I lost, where I had the miscarriage and stuff like that, and he's like, something in her lit up. He's like, I don't know what it was, and where she was like, almost felt like she's not the only one, and it wasn't her fault, and it wasn't like, and it just happens, and he's like, something clicked, like, where it's not she's not like, what, I don't know, like, where it wasn't just her, and he was like, so, and because it's like 50% of pregnancies are in a, like, miscarriage, so but women don't feel like that. You feel like, what did I do? Was it this? Did I did have that one drink. Did I do this? Like, did I, in your brain
Question
just goes and
everything.
goes and goes,
Yeah.
and you feel like it's your fault. And then it's not talked about enough to let people know that it's happening all the time. Women just don't talk because they're sad and they're depressed about it. So he's like, you saved her, like, doing that. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow, what a
I was like,
powerful
that,
thing.
yeah. And because it was hard for me to do it. I was so excited. And then once I was like, oh, I did put it on there, and I shouldn't have said something that soon anyway. But so I have to allow them to see the other, I mean, I did this to myself. So I have to allow, like, them to see, like, the other side of it. But, but yeah, that was very meaningful. And so I ended up going and getting a part of a women's health. I'm on the board of, like, a women's health organization kind of thing.
Oh, bless.
And to try to help more, and then
Wow, that's powerful.
yeah.
That must be really special. Again, bittersweet. You
Yeah,
know? Like,
absolutely.
So much pain,
Yeah.
but to be able to help someone that couldn't get out of bed
Yeah.
is got to be such a cool feeling.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I've had, like, the craziest, like, things in my life and things I've gone through, but it's like, that's why when I did my book, I named it Selling Sunshine because I was like, because it's like, it doesn't matter. Like what, like there's so many dark days and stuff. And it's like, you have to find the positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And something like, if there's none there, it's like, okay, well then how can I help others? Like by telling the story, by sharing your experience, you can help other people not feel alone or something like that. And so that was where I was like, I did it. It was way harder than I thought. I needed to probably take my own advice after that because there were so many things back to back that I was like, I didn't realize how hard it was going to be, but it was good. It was really, it was a good thing, and it's got really good reviews. So
there we go.
There we go.
Final question.
Yeah.
What is the most unhinged thing you've seen a castmate do just to ensure they get more screen time?
Oh.
There's got to be something, especially with this group.
Jesus.
There's got to be multiple things.
Okay. Yes, actually. Do I have to say who it was?
If you want, it would be nice. It would be good for us.
Oh my God. So on the reunion, there was like, in this past week, this is like, I get up, I'm like, I am not even standing on the same sofa as you guys. I was like, this is crazy because it was like 13 hours and it started going back and forth. I think Bree just sits and holds her own and she's like, really, bitch? Okay. Like, and she just sits and takes it. And then like Jowsey and Chrishell and stuff like that, they were like coming at her and like saying all this stuff. It started going back and forth so much where there was like, people are prostitutes and there's men and they're like hookers. I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? I was like, where did who?
How did we get here?
I was like, what are you saying? And then they're like, and then they would just, and it happened multiple times where we were all sitting there like, that was so out of left field. Like people were just saying words that would get attention. Like
just like, throwing it out there.
How far-fetched can I be and how like shocking can I be just to get the camera on them? And I was like, what the fuck? I'm not even going to sit on the same fucking sofa as you guys. I was like, this is disgusting. And it made it look like I was like, they said one comment. I was like, I can't handle this. And I get up, I walk off. I'm like, this is 13-hour day where it's like at the very end and they're doing this. I'm like, fuck you. Like, I am not a part of this.
My
this
brain
is
would be numb.
Insane.
Yeah.
And because it was seriously sounded like they're just picking the worst offensive words you could possibly say and just saying them.
Just to get a little bit of action.
Yes. I was like, what? Do you guys realize how old you are and how old you're acting?
Yeah, it's silly. Oh.
It was so gross.
That's so gross.
It was so cringe.
Well, that was it. Anything you want to plug? Your book, where people can find you?
But I am the Mary Bonnet is my Instagram handle. You can get my book Selling Sunshine on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever. And my foster dogs, all of these dogs are available, and I will post all of them. Currently they're just on my social media, but I will have any dogs available on there and rescues that are involved, and my rescues coming soon.
There it is, guys. If you did enjoy today's episode, please give us 5 stars, and we will see you again next week.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.